Okay, so you know how your family always argues about who you look like? Oh, you have your dad's nose, your mom's eyes. Well, plot twist, we all have the same family. And that family, they're from Africa. Every single one of us. I'm not being poetic here. I mean, literally. Your great, keep going for about 3,000 more greats, grandmother was probably chilling in Africa wondering what was beyond those mountains. And here's the kicker. The reason we all look different now, it's basically the world's longest game of environmental adaptation, except instead of Pokemon evolving, it was your ancestors. Let me explain, and trust me, this gets weird fast. So about 70,000 years ago, some humans in Africa basically said, you know what, this continent is getting crowded, let's see what's out there. And they just left. Now, I say some humans, but we're talking about maybe 1,000 people. That's it. Smaller than most high schools. Every single person outside of Africa today, they're all descended from this one tiny group of African road trip enthusiasts. Talk about successful family planning. But here's where nature gets really creative. These people spread out across the planet, and Earth basically said, okay, you want to live here? Here are the rules. Take skin color. In Africa, the sun is basically trying to murder you with UV rays every day. So darker skin is like wearing permanent sunscreen. Smart, right? But then some of these people end up in places like Scotland, where the sun shows up about twice a year and immediately apologizes for bothering you. Suddenly, the problem isn't too much sun, it's not enough sun. Your body needs sunlight to make vitamin D. Without it, your bones turn to jelly and your immune system gives up on life. So over thousands of years, people in cloudy places basically got reverse tans, permanently. Natural selection said, you know what, pale is the new black, in Scotland. Meanwhile, other groups ended up in Tibet, where the air is so thin you're basically living in space. So their bodies said, fine, we'll just grow bigger lungs and become human oxygen processing machines. People in the Arctic, their bodies went, okay, we're going full penguin mode. Compact build, excellent fat storage, maximum heat conservation. People in hot, humid tropics, nah, we're going for the opposite. Tall, lean, maximum cooling efficiency. We're basically human air conditioners. It's like nature was running the world's most extreme makeover show. Except instead of dramatic reveals, it took thousands of years and no one got to choose their stylist. But here's the part that'll melt your brain. All these differences we think are so important, they're basically nothing genetically. We're talking about less than 0.01% of your DNA. It's like if you and your neighbor had identical cars, but yours was red and theirs was blue, and everyone spent centuries fighting about whether red cars or blue cars were superior. Meanwhile, the engines, the electronics, the fundamental everything, exactly the same. Two random people from the same African village might be more genetically different from each other than a Swedish person and a Japanese person. Let that sink in. And get this, the whole concept of distinct races. If aliens came to Earth and tried to categorize humans based on actual genetics, they'd probably group us by stuff like can digest milk as adults, or immune to malaria, or good at processing alcohol. They'd be like, why are you obsessed with melanin levels? That's the least interesting thing about your species. But wait, the migration story gets even crazier. The people who made it to Australia, they had to build boats 70,000 years ago. These weren't just wanderers, they were ancient maritime engineers. The people who got to the Americas, they basically walked across what is now the Bering Strait when it was frozen solid, then spread from Alaska to Chile in just a few thousand years. That's like going from New York to Buenos Aires on foot, with no GPS, and having to invent agriculture along the way. All because some people in Africa got curious about what was on the other side of the hill. But here's my favorite part of this whole story. Despite spreading across the entire planet and adapting to everything from Arctic wasteland to tropical paradise to high-altitude mountains, we're still the same species. We can all have kids together. We can all learn each other's languages.
We can all share memes and argue about pineapple on pizza. The differences we see, they're literally skin deep. So the next time someone tries to tell you that people are fundamentally different because of where their ancestors lived, just remember, we're all just Africans who took really long detours. Some of our families ended up getting permanent tans, others got permanent frostbite protection, some got built-in altitude adjustment. But we're all driving the same basic model of human. We just got different paint jobs and climate packages. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful. We're the species that looked at the entire planet and said, yeah, we can live anywhere. And then we did. Not bad for a bunch of curious Africans with serious wanderlust.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to stick around for the next story, we'd love to have you subscribe and join the group. Drop a comment and let us know what you think. See you there.
Bye.